Welcome to Renew EDU. Today we're going to talk about how to pay off a mortgage or any large ticket item in 5 to 7 years. Most mortgages, you ever wonder why you can buy a house for $60,000 and you can buy a car for $60,000 and it takes you 5 to 6 years to pay off your car and it takes you 30 years to pay off your house? Isn't 60,000, 60,000? Last I checked. Well, I have a surefire way that's going to show you, teach you, educate you on how to pay off your mortgage in 5 to 7 years. I'm going to tell you what you're going to need in order to make that happen. And once you have the proper equipment in place, you have the proper knowledge in place, which I'm going to show you right here today, then you're going to be in position to knock out any debt that comes in your way fast. Watch this. First of all, you're going to need a $10,000 credit card. Why do you need a $10,000 credit card? Well, if you have a large credit line, well, let me take a step back. If you can get a $100,000 mortgage, because the average home is about $150,000. The average single family mortgage is about $150,000. So generically speaking, basically, if you can have a $150,000 mortgage, the bank will actually approve you for at least a $10,000 credit card. A lot of people walking around with $10,000 credit cards in their pocket, wallets, purses, all the time right now anyways, not really knowing what to do with them. Everybody knows if you take a credit card and you max it out, it's going to hurt your credit score. But we're going to do something called velocity banking. And therefore, you're going to be in a position to not only utilize your credit lines, but you're going to be in a position to actually pay them off faster as well. So you're going to kind of confuse the banking system, confuse the system. You're going to shock the system. What else do you need? You're going to need a checking account. I believe account with one C, two C's, whatever. Checking account. Now, the reason you're going to need a checking account because most people get their paychecks from their jobs sent directly to their checking accounts. Now, honestly, this is a ghost. What I mean by a ghost, you're going to have a checking account, but you're really not going to utilize your checking account. Number 3, you got to at least have debt. Everybody's like, who has debt? Anybody have debt? Everybody has debt. There's 2 types of debt. There's good debt and there's bad debt. So we're going to take your bad debt, and because everybody thinks that a mortgage, oh, I got a home, it's going to build equity, it's going to appreciate over time, it's going to pay me over time. Well, in a sense, yeah, it is. It's going to take years to pay you back over time. The process we're about to go through, we're going to make your house go into overdrive and pay you back. So you can pay off your $150,000, $250,000, $350,000 mortgage. Even if it's small or large, it doesn't really matter. The process is exactly the same. So we're going to give you a sample of how it actually works, break it down, and let you actually use your own finances to do this same exact process to pay off your mortgage, your 30-year mortgage in 5 to 7 years. Now let's go. Let me show you. All right. Now, say that you have, we're just going to go hit it in the middle because it's most of all what most everyone have. Say you have a $150,000 mortgage. $150,000 mortgage, 30 year. You've already been there 6 years or so. So you have 24 years left to pay this off. Your mortgage note is around $1,095, $1,100 a month, give or take, depending on what your rate got. Give or take $1,100, $1,200, $1,300, somewhere around the area. Your job pays you for whatever you do. I mean, I don't know if you work at McDonald's or hey, if you work at NASA. We're just going to give a general idea of what's working with here. Now, your job, we're going to say, pays you $5,000 a month, which would be $2,500 bi-weekly. Now, let's work this thing out. We're going to give you some real life scenarios. So you have a car that you owe $8,000 on. Your car note is about $420 a month. $425, $450, $400, somewhere around that area. The average car note is around between $450 to $600 a month, depending on what kind of vehicle you got. All right. Say you have some loans that you have, whether it's student loans or something small like that, or some sort of installment loan that you have, and you owe $16,000 on the loan, and your note there is around $650 a month. Now, you have a savings account, and in your savings you got around $1,100. In your savings, you may have 5,000, you may have 10,000, you may have 100,000. If that's the case, you, my friend, are a rock star. Let's move forward. Now, you have this, and you have general utilities at your house every month. And your utilities cost you around $460 a month. Give or take, you can pay $250, $300, depends on where you stay, what all you have, how large your home is. Give or take, $350 to $600 a month, somewhere in that area. But for this example, we're going to go with this. So we're going to assume that you get paid on the 1st and the 15th. So the 1st of the month, we're going to knock out the mortgage. We're going to knock out as much. Oh, let me back up. I apologize. You have 3 credit cards. 1, 2, 3. We have an Amex, $11,000 limit. You have a $2,500 balance on it. So you owe $2,500 on that $11,000 Amex. You have a Chase Platinum card, $5,000 limit on this one. You don't use it often, you have about $1,000 balance on it. And you also have what's in your wallet, Capital One. You only have a $3,000 limit on this one, but you don't use it at all. Yeah, $200 balance on it as well. So, we don't like bills. We cannot stand bills. Bills are those things that come to steal our money. Our job is to keep as much of our hard-earned money as we possibly can. So what do we have to do? We have to eliminate our debt. So how do we utilize this? It's the 1st of the month. So we get paid on the 1st of the month. So $2,500 goes into our checking account. $2,500 comes in. Now, in our checking account, we don't want to keep our money there because at the end of the year, you get this big fancy statement that says you have grown interest in your checking account that you had all year long for a whopping $2. Woo! $6.50. Look, hey, look, don't spend it all at the drive-thru at Wendy's. Get that 4 for $4. We moving on. So, you get your $2,500 check. Your paycheck comes in. So what you immediately do at this point in time, you transfer it to your Amex. You're like, hey, I just paid off my $2,500 balance. So now it's at zero. But shoot, man, all my money gone. What do? How do I pay my bills? We're going to utilize velocity banking. Velocity means speed, and banking is fast. Banking, speediful. I don't know if that's a word, but it sounded good when I said it. So we're going to use speediful banking. So we're going to take this $11,000 Amex. And what are we going to do at this point in time? We're going to take this, we're going to pay our mortgage. Sometimes they don't let you pay with your credit card, but you'll actually get checks that come with your credit card. So you can write a check with your credit card and pay your mortgage for $1,000, right? So you pay your mortgage off, right? Bam. You paid that $1,095, which means that that's that is $11,000 minus $10.95. Now, how's my math? 10, let me see, 10, 9, 9, 10, that'll be 5, 0, 9, 9, 1. No, 1. $9,905 left. So, what do you do at this point in time? You pay your car note with that Amex. You're like, man, I'm spending more money on it now than I had to start with. Just stick with me for a second. You paid your car note of $425. So now you have a balance of $94.80. What do you do at this point in time? You pay your your $16,000 loan. You pay the note on that one. That's $650 right there as well. You like, man, it's looking like we're about to max out our credit card and it's gonna be a problem. Our credit's gonna decrease out the wazoo. Or is it? So you take that $650 right there and you go ahead and you pay that off with the credit card. $88.30 balance. You go ahead and knock out all of the utilities with that first Amex credit card. Now, that's going to be $460. $83.70 left. It's hey man, I've spent more on my credit card this month than I have in a while. I really wanted to pay it off. I mean, what are we doing? Where the goal is to become debt free. The goal is to spend out less money every month. The goal is to just say, you know what, I need to be in a position where I have less debt than more debt. Right now, it looks like you're adding debt to my credit, which is hurting me right now. So, if you know anything about your credit, they actually go off total utilization, not just one of your cards being maxed out. That's not really the best thing in the world for max out one of your cards. But in lieu of the whole spectrum sees you as a whole entirely as far as your utilization for your credit cards. What do I mean with that? They want to know your entire limits versus your entire balances. And the goal is to try to stay as close to 35% as you possibly can, or lower. But in this scenario, we're going to show you how to hyperdrive speed, pay off your credit cards, and all of your debt in such a super fast mode. Now, Next, what do we do now? Chase has a $5,000 limit, but you owe $1,000. So at this point in time, we're just going to do what they call a balance transfer. Knock that out. So now, I've got a lot of numbers up here now. So 83.70, and you knock out that $1,000 from Chase. So now that's 73.70. Cap one is only $200. You know what we're gonna do? Pay it off. What did we just do? You have one credit card bill, which you paid when you put your paycheck over here. So we're gonna kill two birds with one stone. Pay your bill and pay all the other bills at the same time. What did we just do? So you take that other $200 from the cap one, and that'll be 71.70. We sit still. We hey, high five, go outside, wash the car, do whatever it is we need to do. In 2 weeks, guess what we do? We get paid again. I'll wait. We have 71.70 on our Amex. At this point in time, it went from 2,500 balance to 75.70. But you're gonna have Chase is gone, X'd out. Cap one X'd out. You're like, hey man, I've almost put all this on my American Express. I mean, I know it has a decent limit, but that's not good. So what do we do when we get paid again on the 15th? We take our 2,500 we just got again, the 15 rolls around, and we apply it to our Amex again. So that goes from 75.70.
71.70.
71.70. 71.70, and then you add 2,500 to it. Now we back up to 96.70. So you go from 71.70 to 96.70. It's almost paid off, people. It is almost paid off. And guess what? You only have to pay once a month. You only have to pay once a month your credit card bill. You just paid it twice. You killed some interest. 2, you only have to pay your mortgage once a month. You only have to pay your car note once a month. You only have to pay this loan here, your loans once a month. You only have to pay your utilities once a month. Now you're in a position where, yeah, you've brought up 96.70. But here's going to be the caveat. Here's going to be the caveat. Because you've already paid off 2 credit lines, there's zero balance out. At this point in time, you're going to call up Amex and say, hey, I want to pay $9,000 on my mortgage. That's wrong. I apologize. I have to bag up. I've got ahead of myself. Actually, we're going to take the car out. We're going to take the car out because one of the largest bills that you always have, note-wise, especially in your home, will be your house, your vehicle. And if you can get rid of one of these bills, life-changing. So you still owe 2.5 years on your car. So what we're going to do is, since we called Amex up, we're going to get them to go ahead and just pay off this $8,000. So now, instead of 96.70, you pay off the car from 96.70, and you pay the $8,000 off. That's going to leave you with $1,670 balance. That's not looking too good. That's bad. man, I got $11,000 American Express credit card or whoever type of credit card at the moment. I've sat here and maxed it out. Derek, this isn't good. This isn't good at all. But guess what you don't have anymore? You don't have a car note. You don't have a Chase bill. You don't have a minimum payment on that. You don't have a Capital One minimum payment on that as well. Yeah, your minimum payment went up on your American Express. It went from $110 to $375 or $295. So it went from your Amex bill went from $100 a month to $395 a month. But look what we don't have anymore. We don't have the $425 a month, and we don't have the extra 200 and 1,000 on the Chase and the Capital One credit cards. They're gone. They're done. So guess what? Let's reset. So now we oh, it's starting. I hope that you're starting to see the picture that we're painting here. Okay. Now here's what happened. You got 1670. You have 1670 paid off, paid off, paid off. You have 1670 on here, and you have to pay $300 a month for this credit card that you spend so much on paying off things. But here's the beautiful thing about it. You get paid again from your job in another 2 weeks. So the first rolls around again, and $2,500 hits your account. Where does that $2,500 go? Directly to the American Express credit card. So instead of 1670, now you have an extra 2,500. So now you're looking at 4170. Yeah, it's not paid off. It's not paid off yet, and that's okay. So what do you do with this 4170? Hey, you pay your mortgage, send them a check from your credit line. And you have $30.75 from paying your mortgage. What else you have? You have the loans for $650. $24.25. So what else you have? You got your utilities that you have to pay. $460. That's 5, 6, 1. That's 10. That's 8. That's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. You have 1965. $1,965 left on your Amex. But remember, at the end of last month, you only had 1670 remaining on your Amex after you paid everything. Now it's 1965. Same bills, no extra money was made. Just follow me. Okay, what else? Oh, I'm forgetting something. There's a bill that we didn't have to pay because we already paid it. Moving on. So we wait. We go about our business. We have fun. We hang out. Guess what happens? You get paid again. Another $2,500. So what do you do with that $2,500? With your 1965, you add your $2,500 to that. $44.65. You don't have your loan, it's paid. Your mortgage is paid. The car's paid off. You have no more credit cards. What do? We sit still. We wait till the next 2 weeks. And we get paid again. And we add that to our Amex credit card. Now it goes up to $69.65. It's the first of the month again. What do? We pay our mortgage. That's $1,095. Understand this, people. This may seem like it's tedious, or it may seem like it's repetition. It really is. It's a process. You have to understand that if you stick to this process that I'm showing you, not only can you pay off your credit cards, not only can you pay off loans, not only can you pay off your car, you literally will pay off your mortgage. And we're going to get to that in just a second. So just follow the process. So at this point in time, you have $69.65. $69.65 balance remaining on your credit card, on your Amex credit card. All right. Why is it so important that you have a credit line that's over $10,000? Because you have to be in position to be able to absorb some debt from your other areas to keep you from having to pay minimum payments in several different places every month. The whole key is to pay things off to keep more funds in the house. So, it's the first of the month again. We're about month number 3 at this point in time. Now, it's funny because you paid off your car and a couple credit cards in just a couple months. So you're paying on your mortgage. And you're like, well, Derek, you said you're going to tell us how to pay off our mortgage. You're going to show us how to pay off our mortgage. Just continue to walk with me. So you got your mortgage of $10.95, right? So that has to come out of here in one. Pay on your mortgage, that'll be $58.70. Now you have a loan to pay for again.